Aloha, Mora. Ah, I've unlocked your ears, so now you must be able to be listening to the $1 Billion Movie Club. Hello, and welcome to this week's episode of the $1 Billion Movie Club. This is the show where we look at movies that made a whole lot of money, and we say, "Hey, there's British people in this one."
There sure are.
There sure are. We are your co-hosts. I am Christian Simpson, and this is
Pawan Mehta.
Go on. Important question: which Hogwarts house do you go into?
I don't like this question.
Go on.
I'm going to
Can you
guess by
name-
your short shirt that you're a Gryffindor. Oh no, you lied to me. You lied to me.
Gryffindors can fuck themselves. Hufflepuff all day.
Whoa.
Now, before we proceed, a little housekeeping, if you will. This is the final film we're talking about on the podcast. However, worry not, for it is not the final episode. Next week, there will be a wrap-up episode where we talk about the podcast. Well, we already talked about Jordan Peele's Us. It's the 21st greatest film.
I'm not talking about us.
Honorarily.
2019, 2019. I'm talking about Us.
I see.
It's not a movie. There's no 4 numbers after it.
You're right. I apologize. So just remember, we are not talking about a new movie next week. We are just having a big grand finale to conclude the podcast as I toss my shirt behind me. Now,
conclude season 1.
Yes. Oh, how dare I misspeak like that. Juan?
Mm-hmm.
There's been a couple of hints as to what movie this is this week.
We're talking about Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Hey.
Oh, no.
Did you watch the wrong movie?
Juan, is that ever the right movie?
That's always the right movie.
Oh.
Today we're talking about the start of a generation. It came out November 2001.
Whoa.
Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Yes, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, or as it's known in all the other countries, Philosopher's Stone. I think Americans are dumb. I think that's why they changed the name.
Sure.
Directed by Chris Columbus with a budget of $125 million. Released on November 16th, 2001 in the US. The film opened to a weekend total of $90 million, setting many a record, including largest opening day gross of all time, highest single day of all time, highest weekend debut in November for a non-sequel and for the holiday season, etc., etc.
Yeah, but at this point, that's nothing. That's nothing.
Well, it was 2001. Its second weekend was the highest grossing second weekend ever, taking the record from friend of the $1 Billion Movie Club, Ron Howard's Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Honorary friend.
Oh my God! What's an honorary friend?
Ron Howard is an honorary friend.
I didn't say Ron Howard was a member. I said a friend.
Yeah.
Oh, what's the difference between a member and a friend now?
Okay. All right. We've been saying friend for people who have been on the list.
He is on the list.
He's an honorary member. So he's an honorary friend.
Whoa, by the transitive property.
Exactly.
Harry Potter would be number 1 for 3 weekends until it was dethroned by Ocean's 11. Ocean's 11, not on the list. Not an honorary friend at all. Sorry, Soderbergh, Brad Pitt, etc. The film would go on to gross $317 million domestically and $974 million worldwide at the time of its release in 2001/2002. However, on August 18th, 2020, no, that's not what I want to say. In 2020, there was a release in many a country, especially the film finally opening in China. And so on August 18, 2020, a press release from the Warner Brothers people I also assume it's from the Warner sister dot.
Okay.
Press release says the 4K 3D restoration of the beloved Wizarding World film opened in China on August 14, 2020. Wait, that's not the headline. Here's the headline. 47
that was a
weeks.
lot of words for a headline.
Warner Bros. Pictures is Harry Potter's and the Sorcerer's.
Sorcerers.
Warner Brothers is. I'm so excited.
Sorcerers.
Warner Brothers Pictures is Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone crosses $1 billion globally. It would go on to gross $1.009 billion worldwide. At the time, it was the second highest grossing film worldwide and 8th domestically. Currently sits at number 46 worldwide and 76 domestically. Pawan, for the last time this season, what type of mishaps, misadventures, hijinks do these characters go through?
Okay. So we open on a dude with a beard going down one English countryside street as he turns off the lights. Not with a dial, not with his hands, but with a flick of the wrist. And he captures the light.
I believe it's like a deluminator, I believe it's called. It's like this little device. He presses a button and then it grabs the light. It wasn't his wand.
Yes.
It wasn't his wand. There's no swish and flicker.
You know what? He flicked it up to turn it on to capture the light. I didn't say wand. You said wand. All right.
I apologize. You're right.
Can I speak?
I'm putting words. You go on. Continue.
And then a cat shows up. And then we see the cat turn into a woman. And then they're talking about, yo, we got to give this baby to someone. I don't know if these are the right people to give the baby to. And then the dude with the beard is like, but they're family, but not good family. They're really mean. And he sleeps under a cupboard. And they're just cartoonishly mean to him. And then one day, a big burly man breaks down their door and is like, I'm taking the boy with me. And then he takes the boy with him. And then they go off into the wizarding world where muggles no longer exist. And then he buys him some shit. And then they go to the school. And then everyone was like, yo, Harry Potter, yo, you lived. You made your biggest achievement in life as a baby. How does that feel? And then he has no words. He has no words because he does not recollect this memory. But he's the hottest shit around. He's the youngest Quidditch player.
In 100 years.
Yeah. A game whose rules are pretty weird. We'll get into that later. And then there's intrigue. There's a 3-headed dog that's guarding something, and there's something called a philosopher's stone that's involved in this whole situation, and someone wants it, someone who shouldn't be named, because he's dying, but he's not dead yet, and the thing could bring him back to life, and hijinks ensue, and he survives his first year at the magic wizard school boy time.
I assume you'd watch this a couple times as a youth. Yes.
Yeah.
It's one of those films that everyone watched. To put into perspective where my mind is at, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna call an audible. When we were going through some of the Star Wars movies, I went through a lot of the original ones to refresh my memory. Yes. Oh, my screen dimmed. I'll fix that later. Anyways, going through Star Wars movies, and then I discovered this a couple reviewers I love on the interwebs. They used to be on a YouTube show called What the Flick. Now they have Breakfast All Day. Is their podcast they do. They went over the Star Wars movies, so it's like let me listen to what they say. And there's one guy, Alonso Duralde, is talking about the first A New Hope, the first Star Wars, yes. And he says, to paraphrase, he's like, I don't love this movie, but how do you critique fucking Star Wars, A New Hope?
I read one review of the whole franchise. It came out around
Which franchise?
Star Wars.
Yes,
It was around the time the seventh movie released, and
Force Awakens. Yes.
the dude was like, "Yo, I hate these movies except for the prequels."
I was trying to say something about the fact that like the legacy of the first Star Wars kind of makes it hard to really critique it and be like, it's hard to say what's wrong about it because obviously it works for so many people, right? And there's a magic and there's a legacy that you have to
Well,
respect.
something that works for most people doesn't necessarily work for everyone. And those few people can decide to burn everything to the ground.
Well,
That's the point I'm making.
there's me saying that this is not an incredible piece of cinema, but this is a movie that I hold near and dear to my heart, and I love every second of.
What I will say is my history with this franchise, if you will. I was a big fan during the early years when I was young and impressionable because my brother was a big fan. He was out at that Walgreens when the seventh book came out. We were there for like
Sure.
3 hours waiting for our copy.
Sure. 2007.
Yeah. For me, by the time like the fifth or sixth movie rolled around, there was like characters coming up and saying hi and shit. And I was like, who the fuck was that? I had fallen off.
Oh no.
And then like my brother or like my mom sitting next to me, even my mom, she's like, that person's that. What's wrong with you? And like I tried reading the books at one point, and I got through the first one and half of the second one. It was a slog. I was not. I did not enjoy it as much as everyone else.
I will say, as someone who read all the books way back as a child, seen the movies multiple times, when you get to the later movies, they just toss characters in left and right. It's like Kingsley's there. He does nothing. Tonks is there. She dies. So I find that understandable. I do find that very understandable.
And during this rewatch,
Hmm.
I was so tired, and I just wanted it to end.
Were you tired because of the movie or just in a weird mind state? Because that's two different things.
The
Really?
movie. Yes.
Really? I watched this at like 1 a.m. last night and it was enthralled.
The magic was gone.
It's
Almost like it wasn't there in the first place.
It was there for me. But that's the thing about art, right? Your relationship with art evolves as you as a person evolves, as the world changes. And then there's some things that speak so deep to you that it's hard to let go of. I'm watching this movie and there's scenes of it because Chris Columbus is such a weird fucking director to pick for this. This is the dude that did like Home Alone and Mrs. Doubtfire. And so he's not the first name you think of for a big fantasy epic. There's the same year of the first Lord of the Rings, which I'm not as attached to that franchise, but fuck, is there such mastery at what's being done there. And I watch this, and there's scenes where I'm like, I'm watching a TV movie from the era. The
Exactly, yeah.
the flashbacks of Voldemort killing Lily, Harry's mom, is so weirdly edited. It feels like I'm watching a Disney Channel original movie. Right. And there's
That's
a lot
a
of
very
scenes.
dark Disney Channel original movie.
Hold on. Are you unaware there's a decom where halfway through they get the news that 9/11 happened? Decoms get dark.
Yeah, we're gonna talk about that a little bit later. We'll see.
What? I'm intrigued. Let's put a pin in that. So I don't think, especially when Columbus only does the first two movies, and then you get to like Prisoner of Azkaban when fucking Alfonso Cuarón takes over, and you're like, wow, this is cinema here. Not to disrespect what is done in these movies, but I think they have a different aim. And this movie in particular, I think, is about building the world.
Mhm.
The production design, the sets and everything, the costumes, feel a little more tattered and like there's more history than later iterations. And it's not all gray and black and glum as they get in the later movies. There are colors and there is life to this which is just very enjoyable for me. And yeah, it's cartoony. I think of that opening like the first 10-15 minutes before Hagrid comes in with the Dursleys, and that's as campy as anything in the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies.
Sure. Sure.
It's that same era. I don't think that's a bad thing. I love it. Movies need to be like that more often. There's an energy and a life to it. But it's not as super serious as the later movies. And I think even like Harry is such a wet blanket in this one. Not that he's ever the most interesting character, let's be honest. But in this one, like Harry doesn't even cast a spell.
Yeah, he does.
No, he doesn't. He never says a spell and casts it, which makes it so much funnier when Hermione's like, Harry, you're a great wizard. It's like, we haven't seen Harry do any magic.
What are you talking about? He made that window pane disappear. The snake. He caused that to happen.
He didn't cast a spell, though.
But, you know, his cousin definitely felt that window pane, if you know what I mean.
We did. Was it window pane or like water pane? Because the pane came from falling into the water.
Yeah, but like it was only able to happen because the window disappeared.
Can we
That
count?
that was the initiating force.
Can we count the later claustrophobia from the windows as window pane? I assume there's a sort of claustrophobia as the window comes back and he's closed off in that small space.
Sure. Yeah.
Window pane. Is that why they call it window pane?
I mean, he did watch Harry leave from the other side of the window.
Whoa, Juan, did you know life is no Nintendo game? Yes, listener and viewer. That was a 30-second build-up to Eminem quotes. We're in the early 2000s right now. We're in that era where Eminem.
You know, the red, the orange, the yellow, the green one. Those buddies.
Eminem. What was that? Wow. But I have so much fun with this movie. There's so much of it that I think, you know, we've brought up the memification of movies all the time, right? And this movie's in the perfect age range for the meme creators of today, in that they watch it over and over again. So there are countless Harry Potter memes on the interwebs, and I think,
are there memes from this movie?
Yo, Wizard Harry.
All right. Okay. Yes, early YouTube definitely mined this for content.
I have a friend who's freaking out over this TikTok right now. This is TikTok trend where it's Ron going, not you, not me, not Hermione, it's you in the chess battle. There's a lot of memes. And
speaking of which, I remember I had the DVD for this, and like in the DVD there was like an ad for like the Harry Potter chess set. It was extremely expensive.
This DVD?
Yes.
This DVD copy? I don't know when it got this rip. There's a rip on. I have an OG copy, a vintage copy, if you will.
Let's see what the price of that chess set was.
Let's see.
And also, we have to adjust it for inflation.
Sure. But hold on. See, I opened it the other day just to make sure what's in it. So I open it. All right. The disc for the movie, right? Disc one.
Yes, of course.
I opened the other side. all the copies where we burned the
The rest of the
DVDs
movies.
that we rented the other movies. What a time. And then disc 2 with the bonus features. I will say, watching it this time, I now have the Blu-ray of this movie, and it's really weird watching this in high def
Mhm.
because I'm used to this movie in the 3:4 ratio, and it's even like a little more gray. I feel like when it's in the that what is used to be known as full screen, that experience, and so it threw me off as I started off this viewing.
Hmm.
I just
Wait, was
really
it
want.
not in there? The ad?
No, it was not. I think I know what you're talking about, but I do not have it in there.
I'm gonna look it up.
You look it up. You look it up, and I'll talk about this movie because yes, there are real world controversies that has tainted the reputation of this franchise in recent years.
Okay, it's a lot cheaper than it used to be. I'll say that much. It is. It is currently $55 at Walmart.
How do you remember what it used to be?
It used to be closer to like 100 or something like that.
It's probably a cheaper version at Walmart.
Mhm.
Like it probably used to be like glass and wood, and now it's plastic. Yeah, I love this movie. I have a lot of fun with it. It's that thing of I know exactly what's gonna happen, and I'm so excited to see it happen. I'm so excited for the moment when Hagrid barges in the door. I love the moment when all the letters fall in, and there's that shot of Harry jumping up and down on the table, grabbing a letter. I love the moment when Harry first gets his wand at Ollivander, and then it cuts to that shot looking up at him as the light behind him grows as he's looking at the wand. It's comfort food. It's comfort food, and it's adorable, and it's fun, and it's weird watching it now because I'm not like this is the first movie in a while where I've seen it a lot on this podcast. So I'm not really analyzing it as much on this watch, and more it was my brain drifting, being like, "Huh, did
So
Hagrid buy
go
Hedwig
ahead.
with Harry's money or his own money? If it
Harry's.
was his own money,
It was Harry's.
well, then there's my follow-up question: what is Hagrid's payment? What is his salary as the groundskeeper? He's not a professor yet. He becomes a professor 2 movies later. But what is his salary as a groundskeeper?
You know what I found funny?
What?
Like early in the movie, they're like, "Don't go to the abandoned forest," and then as their
Punishment.
punishment, they go to the abandoned forest.
Well, the other thing I noticed, because in the movie, Hagrid has a dragon, yes?
Yes.
And I'm gonna be this person. I'm gonna say, Pawn, you're gonna hate me this episode. I'm gonna be that person. I'm saying in the book,
All right.
there's a whole chapter where they have to sneak the dragon to the roof to deliver it to Ron's brother, and Ron's brother takes it away. And then they're caught there, and that's why they get detention. In the movie, it's just that they're out with Hagrid. They're in trouble for being out late with Hagrid. So their punishment, spend more time with Hagrid at night.
Beautiful.
Also, I don't understand why Hagrid had them split up.
Like logically, it doesn't make sense, but like I guess they wanted Harry to have that confrontation by himself. But
Oh, the centaur is the first of these effects don't fully hold up. I like the I think the snake work. The Quidditch stuff isn't bad, but like the bricks as they first enter Diagon Alley don't age well. The centaur looks terrible. That's just, technology evolving as
yeah,
times.
I don't know. For me, it felt like a lot of the showcases of the wizarding world and the magic were just inanimate objects becoming like animate in that sense. Like the stairs that have their own will and way, and the ghosts who block the doors and all that. And I just found it really weird that like it seems like all these things are just in service of the wizards, even though the way they function and the way they go about their stuff it seems like they should have their own autonomy and like they have their own mind. But here they are just as servers for the upper wizard class who are forced into this position. That's what I was thinking of during the movie.
I want to hop in your brain one of these days. Because if we're talking about, say, Goblet of Fire, or hold on, movie-wise, if we're talking about Chamber of Secrets and there's Dobby, maybe we're going to talk about that stuff.
Yeah, see, the thing is, like, it's not even at its worst. And, like, I know
in
it gets
4
worse from here.
in Goblet of Fire, in the books, Hermione's trying to be an advocate for house elves. She's trying to break them free with, I think, Spew is the organization she's building. But you're asking for the autonomy of paintings and steps.
And ghosts, yes.
Well, the ghosts are alive, kind of still. They still can do their own thing.
All I'm saying is this is foreshadowing for what the series becomes.
How?
In terms of that like class divide and all that shit.
Because
I haven't seen
elves?
Goblet of Fire in a while, but like, yeah, the elves and like a lot of
in
the
movies. The movies only really have house elves in 2, I guess, creatures in 5, 7, and 8.
And then
Very
there's
minor
also
roles.
the, you know, the bankers are the what creatures are they?
They're
What creatures are they?
goblins. They're goblins. There does feel to be a tinge of racism in some way. I
Yeah.
can't put my finger on it.
Speaking of racism, let's talk about the unfortunate release of this movie and its big twist reveal.
What are you talking about?
Why is it that the only person who wears like semi like ethnic garb underneath that garb is a thing that must be revealed? And like that's where the villain truly is. So they need him to take it off. It was a secret under there.
Kingsley shows up later on, and he's in like a little more ethnic, for lack of a better term, clothing. He's a hero.
Okay, sure. But like specifically making the thing be he had to take off his turban or like his headpiece for that feels really off considering what was about to happen in terms of America and all that shit in the wake of 9/11.
Oh, whoa. I see where you're going. Oh, no.
You didn't even consider that at all?
No, because it's a fucking kids movie released in November of 2001. So they made it in like January 2001, December 2000.
Sure, but like that sort of othering of people, like what's going on under that turban is there. That's there. That was already in the society at that point, and that's what she was feeding off of for that twist.
So are you saying Brits are racist?
No, I'm saying J.K. Rowling is.
Wow. That is an argument I haven't heard of compared to, like, Cho Chang and all the other minorities that don't get much recognition in these movies. That's an angle I've not heard of. It's fascinating. Still a white guy, which I don't know what that says. He also has the stutter, the fake stutter. So he's lying.
There were also a lot of moments where I just knew what was coming in that sense too, like the Quidditch match. I was just if I felt like I was playing it over in my head, and it just felt like I could have skipped that scene just because I've seen it so many times. I didn't feel the sense of like excitement at that scene personally.
I thought we had the downer Harry Potter episode already, but no, we're here again. I thought we're not recording that midnight. We'll have a little lighter episode. I'm intrigued. I'm intrigued by this. So you're saying that you were falling off the franchise before all the J.K. Rowling stuff came out?
I mean, hmm. Yeah. I mean, like after 8, I didn't really see Fantastic Beasts in theaters. I didn't feel a
Yeah, but no
draw
one
to see
did.
it. I never actually read through the books. Um, yeah, I don't think I even retained anything from when I read the first one. Um, yeah, I get that it was a big thing for a lot of people, and I enjoyed the movies while they came out, but it was never a big cultural thing for
Sure,
me.
that's fair. That's fair. Intrigued. Just intrigued. Wow.
It looks like you're examining a
Because I don't
specimen
know.
in a
I don't
tube.
know how to continue now. I don't know how to continue. Do I just name all the British people on here who's awesome? It is really weird. There's this rule on set. My understanding is that they wanted to stick to a all British cast, and yet Chris Columbus, an American, directed the first two movies. That always confounds me a bit. Find that a little odd. Uh, I assume Columbus is hired because he can work with children. You know, he does Home Alone. There's a lot of children in Mrs. Doubtfire. I want to say he did like the Goon. No, not the Goonies. He did one of those movies.
You did like 16 Candles or some shit, right? No, that was John
That's
Hughes.
John Hughes. He's not a terrible director,
No.
but I don't think is he someone you get for a franchise. I
What
do
I
think he's
will
someone you get
say,
for a kids film.
what I will say is that the casting people for this movie, impeccable job that they were able to cast people that they were able to keep them for 10 years with
Adorable children.
with only like one change because someone died. That was what happened, right?
What are you talking about?
Was didn't one of the older actors like die, so they had to replace him in one of
Oh,
the
you're
later
talking about
movies?
Dumbledore?
Yeah.
Yeah. Richard Harris passed away after the second one. It always escapes me the name of the actor who plays Dumbledore in the later films. It is interesting going back to Richard Harris's Dumbledore because he's a lot more softer compared to Michael Gambon. And I think there's a little more intrigue and mystery to his, and more fragility, much more fragile Dumbledore. While Michael Gambon, there's a little more fight, a little more wisdom, a little more chutzpah, if you
Mhm.
will. It's fascinating seeing the two Dumbledores. As a child, for some reason, I thought it'd be cool if they switched Dumbledores every two movies. I don't know why I thought that'd be cool. I did. But yeah, Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, Emma Watson is where they all start off. They do great jobs as children actors. It's not incredible work for children actors, but they do solid work and they hold up the film and they're adorable and you
And
you root for
man,
them.
is Draco a smarmy bitch.
Tom Felton's fun as Draco Malfoy. Lots of fun. Uh, I didn't realize this until watching this time. John Cleese is Nearly Headless Nick.
Mhm.
Shocked me. Shocked me. I just watched A Fish Called Wander recently again. It's great in that. And yeah, didn't realize it's gonna be fun going through movies and be like, oh yeah, this person's in it. I never realized it. Never realized it. Robbie Coltrane's wonderful. He has a nice warmth to his Rubius Hagrid. I think he was nominated for a BAFTA for his performance. And then I feel like out of all the adult performances, Alan Rickman, Severus Snape, and Maggie Smith as Minerva McGonagall are the two most beloved of the adult actors.
Yeah, it was
Rightfully so.
crazy. It's crazy that she was able to turn into a cat on command like that.
That's the class
Such
she teaches.
such great method acting right there. Like she learned how to do that.
That is movie magic there.
No,
She is.
that is craft from the actor.
You're right. I
Okay?
apologize. I apologize.
That
She's
is
a
not
dame for
movie
a reason.
magic.
She's a dame for a reason. I believe she has 2 Oscars and like 4 Emmys, and
It's
that is
because she
why.
could turn into a cat on command. And it's not
Into a
like
cat.
Nagini, who at some point she will be forced to turn into a snake forever. By the way, you got to keep in mind. She had that in her back pocket while she was writing this book.
Come on, no spoilers for Fantastic Beasts and the Secrets of Dumbledore, the third of 5 movies.
You know what? I would have preferred watching Crimes of Grindelwald again over this.
Oh my goodness. Oh my
This
goodness.
movie doesn't have a scene where the villain vapes World War II. Okay.
Juan, I know how much you love romance in movies, and I know you want the movie where the main character has 3 love interests who are into him, and he is only aware of maybe half of them.
Oh God.
I
Yeah, one of
know.
them was really there just for one scene for just that interaction and left.
I know you want World War II wizards. Those are the questions you've been asking for the past 20 years.
Yeah, because like while I was watching this movie, I was like, if wizards exist in Britain and they've been here all this time, why didn't they help with the raids? Why didn't they help with the air bombs from Germany? What's going on?
Juan, that's always the question. That's why the MCU will be answering that with the Eternals as well. The wizards, someone told the wizards, hey, no, you cannot interact unless there's other wizards, I guess.
And like, I listen, I get how this movie went with its climax. They were going from room to room, and like there's the challenges and all that, and then they end up in the final room and it all makes sense. I don't want that in Harry Potter anymore. I want the climax of a person explaining a baby swap for 15 minutes, and then they go into an underground bunker, and they go into the next room and it's a stadium hall filled with other wizards and someone's vaping World War II. That's what I want.
Go on. There's a bit of that when Quirrell explains how he was the evil one all along.
Sure, but like there was a logical procession of like room to room. I want illogic in that. I want it to be like they were up on the roof and now they're in the basement.
Go on. They were on top. They went down a hole to another hole. And they went
Yeah,
to the
that
left.
makes too much sense. That's what I'm saying. That makes too much sense.
Juan, stop holding it back. We know you want this to be connected to the Titanic franchise. That's what you've been waiting for.
I mean, it already is, isn't it?
When not in this feature film, we know how much you love connecting franchises, Pawan. You do it every week. Every single week, you connect the franchises.
And I was go ahead.
I saw a note. We haven't done this in a while. This film must be great because it has boats.
Oh yeah, yeah. When they
Must
go
be great.
into the honestly, the boats, they were too small.
What are you talking about?
They were just little rowboats. I'm not about that. That's not what we get from a $1 billion movie. All right.
There's multiple boats in this one.
Sure. What other boats other than the rowboats? What boats?
Yeah, there are like 8 rowboats.
Yeah, but they're small, dingy ass rowboats. Listen, if you're gonna make $1 billion, at least bring a fucking fisherman boat. All right, that's the least you can do.
Your personal feelings are getting in the way of boats, Pawan. All right, boats overtake any feeling. Boats are life.
No. See, there's differences in size of boats, and that matters. Okay, that is equal to the quality of the boat. You have some
Juan?
dingy ass rowboats. That's nothing compared
My
to
earbuds have died.
the later
Give me
ones.
1 second. Keep talking.
All I'm saying is they could have done more. They could have done more with them boats. They could have done more with the boats. Are you back?
I am back.
Okay.
What is this new?
What I will say is there's a lot of this movie that feels timid in the sense of like they weren't sure if they were going to make their money back in a sense. So they're like, let's half-ass it. Let's go with small rowboats. All right. That's
I
exactly
understand.
what was
I
happening.
understand that you do not like this movie, but you keep moving the fucking finish line. All right. Keep moving the finish line. Okay. I'm sorry you have such high standards for boats.
Name another one of the boat movies that I praised that only used rowboats. I'll wait.
Name another boat movie outside of Titanic, because we didn't start the bit yet by Titanic.
Aquaman.
Were there boats in Aquaman?
There was the fisherman boat that was overtaken by the huge ass wave.
Sure. Did we
That's
call it
right.
Frozen's boats? Frozen has boats.
Yeah, we did.
No, sorry, Frozen 2. I don't think we called that Frozen 2.
Did Frozen 2 have boats?
Yeah, because they find the shipwrecked boat.
All right.
Oh, because it's shipwrecked. Oh, because they're dead, the human is no longer a human?
No, I'm saying if it's a shipwrecked boat must not have been that good.
Who said anything about the quality of the boat? We're talking about the quality movie based off of appearances of boats or not.
Yeah. You know what? To be fair, we did rate Frozen 2 highly. It was because it had a nice big boat. That was exactly why. It was a big boat.
You're moving the finish line way too far. Way too far. Personal prejudices are taking over, Pawan.
What I will say, while watching those scenes with like the transforming with like the moving staircases and all that, reminded me the sorting hat. The sorting hat is also fun.
Yes, Sorting Hat. Sorting Hat's very fun.
Sadly,
we don't have a song. The hat's supposed to sing a song every year, but they cut that out of the movie.
There's a Disney Channel animated show going on right now called The Owl House, which is also about a young human learning magic at a school.
Okay.
For magic. That's what it becomes later. But I like how it plays on those tropes of like those things, because it's a much more like chaotic universe in that one. So like, yes, the inanimate objects are animate because it's the wizard school and all that, but it also taps into the existential dread of not having their own autonomy as
What?
animate objects that are forced to do certain tasks. For example, there is the bell that rings that they need to go to the next class. You want to know how it rings in the Owl
I can't
House?
tell how serious you are about this being a complaint of the movie or not.
In the Owl House, how you could tell that the bell is ringing is that the bell has a mouth and it screams. It is very upset at its own current state of existence. Just needed a touch of humanity is what I'm saying. Let me see how those stairs are feeling.
But they're not alive.
Are you sure about that? They move on their own. They have a mind of their own. Are you telling me? Are you, Christian Masinson, telling me that when the stairs moved to the third floor that they're not supposed to go to for the students, that was due to the mechanism set in place by the instructors? because that's shitty design. If that's the case.
It's the magic in the universe. Not all magic has explanation. That's what makes it magical. In real life, there is a magic that we cannot explain.
You know what the magic is? The underclass. Oh, they do all the things that I don't have to think about. And that's what helps society run. All right.
You didn't bring this up in Deathly Hallows Part 2, when McGonagall casts a spell and makes all the statues fight for them. That'd be a more understandable place. But with the steps of the palace, that is the castle of Hogwarts.
Yes, the steps.
This is it.
This is where I'm putting my foot
This
down.
is it.
Sure. I mean, there was a whole other bunch of shit I was talking about with 8. I mean, that ropes back here too. Sure, I agree. That's kind of fucked up too. But like, it ropes back. It's all connected. I have less to talk about with this one, which is why I'm able to pinpoint this, where I was able to zone in on this point. All right.
I just want to look it up. Why the fuck the castle's stairs move? Fuck, Pawan. This is your fault. You have questions about the lore? I'm gonna give you the fucking answers to the lore.
All right, go for it. This
is what you get. All right. Because what if like Rowena Ravenclaw was like, oh, I want to have more fun in life, so I'm gonna make the stairs move randomly. Could be that simple. Why do Hogwarts?
But there is no true randomness.
Move.
There is no true randomness. And if it was just some random Ravenclaw, why would the administration?
Rowena Ravenclaw, the founder of the Ravenclaw house, you muggle. Sorry, squib, you're familiar with magic.
I'm also not about all these racist terms. All right. And you know what?
Hold up.
I'm aware that magic doesn't exist.
Hold up.
Okay.
Hold up.
What?
Racist terms?
Yes.
A term like Asian isn't racist unless used in a derogatory way. Who's using muggle in a derogatory way?
Did you not just use it in a derogatory way? Did you not just use it in a derogatory way?
No, I called you a squib.
Did you not just use that in a derogatory way?
Did I? Why did I use it?
Yes, you did.
Come on, I don't remember. What did I say?
You were trying to put me down. That's pretty derogatory if you ask me.
What did I say before that?
You know what? Listeners, pull up the receipts. All right. I want to see some clips, and I'll send this to Miss Simpson. Or he'll just see it in.
I've turned into the villain of this episode. I'm Voldemort. I can't find the lore behind the moving stairs. And now this is bothering me. What's the purpose of the shifting stairs? Maybe this would help us. Yeah, remember it was already a castle before it was school. Remnants of the old defense measures. Well, that's a probable. Fucking fan theories.
To be fair,
fan theories.
Do we really want to take J.K. Rowling's tweets as gospel on this at this point?
It's important to know that wizards used to shit on the floor and just it away. Is that not essential to know?
You know, they vanished the evidence. That was her words. They vanished the evidence. But that still means they have shit on their ass.
No, would that not be part of the evidence?
No, the evidence would be the brick that falls out.
No, but if they're still on its ass, yes. Then if someone were to look at the ass, then it's obvious that
in that case, do they vanish it before or after it comes out?
Why not at the same time?
What do you mean at the same time?
Oh, I thought we were talking. Are we talking about the remnant still on the ass, or what is on the floor?
Like I'm saying, do they vanish it while it's still in their bowels?
No, because it is dropped. I'm sure they have to see it to do it. Right? Or else it's a little dangerous. You don't know what's gonna happen.
But how do they see their own assholes?
You bend.
I'm sorry.
you
Can you
rotate your
demonstrate how to do that? Can you please do that right now?
I'm good.
You didn't reach your asshole. I can tell you
good.
that.
I'm good. Well, wizards have extra flexibility if they do a spell to make themselves flexible.
That just seems like a lot of work at that point. Like, and it seems like you're not vanishing the evidence because people can see you do that in class. You're not hiding anything.
No one said they're doing it in class, did they?
What? Do they still have a bathroom with nothing in it so that they could go look
They
at
do
their
have
ass?
bathrooms. They do have bathrooms.
No. They got that after the humans showed them, and that's where they do their shits now. Before that.
Wizards aren't humans? Whoa.
Yeah.
McGonagall is a cat. McGonagall is a cat.
Exactly. Like in that tweet, it said they learned about the bathrooms and indoor plumbing from humans. So they did not have bathrooms before that. They did not have bathrooms when they were vanishing the evidence. All right.
I want to read this tweet. Because I don't know if I actually read the tweet when it came out. Hogwarts didn't always have bathrooms before adopting Muggle plumbing methods in the 18th century. Witches and wizards simply relieved themselves wherever they stood and vanished the evidence. Huh.
So it did come out,
first
and
off,
then they vanished the evidence.
Yeah, they had to stand. They couldn't squat wherever they stood. I'm sure they use like an aguamenti and then just do the water from their wand to wash it off.
But like vanish, it's those wizards must have been blind back in the day because like vanishing the evidence, it's very clear what you're doing. All right.
I assume you do it when no one's around.
Nah. That seems like a lot of work for places where in the dormitories there's no walls between you and the other students.
Pawan, there's always only Ron, Hermione, and Harry in the dormitory. No one else. Which comes to my next question. What is the population of Hogwarts? How many students do they have? Because that's a giant castle, and it feels like there's not that many students relative to the castle size.
There's 5, maybe 6.
Oh, when the first years come, then the 5 students become 6 students.
Yeah.
So I was thinking they looked like they were like maybe 8 boats with 5 people each when the first years came.
So like
That's
every
40.
Every year that they're teaching, there's like one grade class that just doesn't exist because they have one less than the number of years.
Oh, is it rotating?
Well, because if there's only 6 students and it's a 7-year school.
So say year 2000, first years don't exist. Year 2001, second years don't exist.
No. Okay. So if there's only 6 students in the school,
sure,
and there's 7 years,
sure.
Let's say there's 1 student for each year. There's 1 year that doesn't have anybody.
Now, what if there are 3 people in 3rd year, 4 in 5th year, and no one in the other years?
That's possible too. I was just giving the like path of least erasure.
Juan, is this when we make a chart to chart all the different possibilities if there's only 6 students in 7 years? Is that thing like 7? Remember this thing in like algebra or calculus, 7 exclamation point? And so that'd be 7 times 6 times 5. I think that'd be what we use, Jess.
Is it?
I don't know. Why do we use it? I forget why we used it.
I've never used that.
I feel like I used it in calculus.
I stopped at pre-calc.
Damn.
I got out while the game was good.
Yeah, good call. Yeah, good call.
Now another question I have.
Sure.
So 7 years.
Yes.
Where did she get this idea from? I
I
have
do
a
not know.
theory.
Okay.
So there's this popular song made by one Lucas Graham called 7 Years. I think she got it from that.
So this is the song that's like from 2015 or whatever.
Yes.
Question.
Mhm.
Why does everyone forget they have magic powers?
What do you mean?
So like when Harry first fights the troll, he takes out his wand and then jumps on the stick and doesn't use the power. It doesn't use any wands. Doesn't use any
This
spells
is a
against the troll.
PG rated film, Miss Simpson. I don't know what you're talking about, but that definitely did not happen.
What do we call the weapon that the troll used? What's the correct term
He
for that?
hopped on the troll's stick. I know your euphemisms, okay? That definitely did not happen in this children's movie.
Wait, what do we call? I'm trying to. What's the word for what the troll has? Like a drumstick.
A bludgeon of some kind.
He jumps on the bludgeon instead of casting a spell, and at the end, Quirrell, Professor Quirrell, he tries to choke Harry rather than killing spell. Odd choices.
There's a lot of things that are just inconsistent or broken in this universe. Let's talk about Quidditch. Let's talk about
Quidditch is
Quidditch.
fun.
I love how it's a game that works in universe, but when people try to make it in reality, there's no reason to do anything else other than go for the seeker, for the fucking whatever that is.
Have you ever seen a real Quidditch match? Or
Yeah, you gotta go for
game?
the Quidditch for the ball's nuts. You gotta go for his nuts. Is it not on his nuts?
What did I just? I asked if you ever saw a real Quidditch match. Yes.
Yeah, isn't
And your response
okay?
is
What's the fucking ball? The ball that
snitch.
Harry eat? Yeah, isn't the snitch a person who has like the ball attached to his balls,
In a
like
real Quidditch
hanging
match?
there? Yeah,
I don't know. I've never seen one. That's why I asked you. Have you ever seen one?
In real life, there's someone who plays the role of the snitch, and they have like something. They have something attached with tape somewhere on their body, usually in their underwear region. So you got to grab that. And like at that point, what's the point of doing anything else other than going for the snitch?
I'm so confused. What? Positions. There's the chasers, keepers, beaters, seekers, equipment. Golden snitch. The snitch is a tennis ball placed at the bottom of a yellow long pouch that's attached to the back of the snitch runner's shorts as if it were a tail. The snitch runner may do everything in their power to protect the snitch from being caught by seekers. For example, pushing, running, or even throwing their players a broom away. Only sneakers may make advances towards the snitch or the snitch runner, and no forceful contact with the snitch runner is allowed. They couldn't come up with a better fucking way of doing this.
Yeah, that's how it works.
Thank God I'm not a fucking diehard fan.
Also, in the rules of the universe, it still just feels ridiculous that you would try to do anything else other than just go after the snitch.
Hold on. Just lying on his ass.
Yeah, that's what I told you. It's in the underwear region. It's like truck nuts.
So in universe, right? Because outside of the movie, if we're talking in universe, the thing is the snitch is worth 150 points. When it's caught, the game ends. In theory, it is possible for the team to catch the snitch to still lose if a game were to last like 3 months. In universe, there has been instances where
There's
games
no
last
other
months
way
and
to end the game.
no, rather than grabbing the snitch is the end. So Quidditch is really just a wizard monopoly. Never ends. Never ends. And just like Quidditch, I'm sure Pawan. No, just like Monopoly, I'm sure Pawan hates Quidditch.
So, you know what? I'll save that for later when we talk about fixes. Actually, I'm going to make note of that. This is genius. This is genius.
I like when McGonagall is pulling Harry to show him to Wood, the captain of the Gryffindor Quidditch team, and she pops into Quirrell's class. Quirrell's just holding an iguana. The darkest of dark arts, an iguana.
What other classes are there other than defense against the dark arts?
Against dark arts. In this film, we see potions. In this film, we also see transfiguration. That's the McGonagall class. There's
Wait, so everyone can just transfigurate?
Not everyone can physically transfigurate, but you can transfigurate like a cup into a spoon of
That
actual
seems like
morphing
a
to animals.
downgrade.
Well, I just gave an example.
Why would you do that, Miss Simpson? That's stupid.
What if I have 2 cups but no spoons?
Then you sell the second cup for a spoon, and boom, you have money and a spoon.
Why was I to on this deserted island? No one else? No one else
listen,
but me, my
listen.
2 cups.
If you can't find anyone to buy your second cup, that's on you. That's your failure, okay?
I want to drink my coconut soup.
There's always someone willing to buy. And if you can't find them, you don't deserve to drink your coconut soup.
You're right. You're right. I apologize. I'm so sorry. So yeah, transfiguration, potions, and defense against the. You get a little glimpse of the dark arts class in this one. We see a bit of herbology in the next movie. Divination in Prison of Azkaban. There's a Muggle Studies class, and yes, in the books, Hermione takes a Muggle Studies class. That feels like
you know, it's funny because it's
charms.
sorry to
Charms.
keep bringing this up, but in the Owl House, which is a fun show that I suggest y'all should watch. One of Lose the Human's friends is the leader of the Human Appreciation Club. And they have some funny thoughts about what humans are.
Is this why you keep saying human instead of Muggle?
What do you mean?
I feel like a couple of times in the podcast you've said humans when you meant Muggle. Just, we're talking about a different universe, different rules.
I thought wizards were their own thing.
Wizards are humans. I don't know if there's an explanation on what makes them different, and I don't want one.
It's blood. It's the blood. That's what it is.
No.
It's the blood.
You're angry about the use of terms like half-blood, pure blood. The people who use those terms are the villains.
Yeah. It's the blood. Yeah.
I will say, as a Hufflepuff, really fucking pissed at the house points at the end. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
Well, fuck you. That's what.
Last-minute points for the Gryffindors. Also, like, I don't understand the point of the house points in any Harry Potter fiction, whether it's the films or the books.
Like it
really dumb.
It didn't really seem to amount to much.
No, it didn't. Why? Just to have them celebrate at the end? And it feels so arbitrary when teachers like 5 points from Gryffindor. McGonagall took away 5 points, but then gave them 10 points. So she just gave her own house, for she is the head of a Gryffindor house. She gave her own house 5 points.
Yeah.
She's tampering. That Minerva. I don't trust her.
Well, where's the rules? Where's the rules?
I feel
Nothing.
like
Listen, if there are no rules set against it, that's not tampering.
technicality.
Because the head of the house doesn't get anything out of it.
Bragging rights.
Sure, but there's nothing. Listen, the Slytherins, the evil snakes that they are, because everyone knows Slytherins, they're pure evil. They're pure evil.
They're not. That's we explore that idea in Cursed Child. Not.
Oh god. I love how it's introduced in this universe as like something that Ron overheard. So you have some plausible deniability. It's like, oh, the kid might have heard some things, but then the rest of the movies spend the entire runtime just proving that point.
Hold on. This goes into a point I think I made on the other Harry Potter episode. Ron fucking sucks in the movies. He's an ass.
But just like, I love how it's like there's plausible deniability about the fact, the validity of that statement initially, but then the rest of these 8 movies go on to prove that that's true.
There is that absolutism, right? They treat Slytherin as the pure bad guys, and the only notable characters are like Draco.
They
and
treat
Crabbe and
goblins
Goyle.
like greedy,
But then,
money hungry people.
like, there's the Snape. Snape's a Slytherin. He's good in the end. He was hiding it. Now, are there questions of Snape's simpism? Yes, I think we discussed this on the previous Harry Potter episode. Is Snape a simp?
I mean, that's undoubtedly true. That's just without question the truth.
Was that the conclusion we got to, or is that a conclusion you made after simmering on the thoughts of the previous Harry Potter episode? I forgot.
You know what? You know what? Viewers, if you have any thoughts about Snape's simpery or perhaps cuckness, let us know. Let us know.
Let us know. What is Snape's relationship on the scale of cuckness? Where is Snape in relation to Scar? Please let us know and send diagrams, a table, if you will, a chart. Season 2,
or just paint a picture with words.
Just a word picture.
Yeah.
All right.
I like that moment. I'll bring it up later. I'm bringing it. I think we're good.
Yeah, I think I think I gave up on trying to pull anything out from you. You don't give anything.
I gave a lot. All right. You just weren't willing to accept it.
Yeah. There are real moments of real sweetness in this movie. And we didn't even mention John Williams' score does everything in this movie. Does everything in this movie.
Sure.
Like, fuck. He did everything for the movie. And there are genuine moments of great acting. I love Fiona Shaw. She's Aunt Petunia in this. You may have known her in Killing Eve more recently, or she's great in Fleabag in an episode. When she's talking about Harry's mom, there's a lot of pain in her eyes. I love Hermione's final moments with Harry after the chess game, when she's like, "You're a great wizard, Harry." Does it make sense? No, Harry's never done a spell, but it's very sweet. Very sweet.
I'm a what? I'm a what?
Well, that's it. That's it. And
see, now I'm giving you things that you don't want to do. See, it goes both ways, Miss Simpson.
You disrespect me because I'm a Hufflepuff?
You know what? Yes.
Hufflepuffs.
I disrespect you because you identify with a house in this universe.
Okay, I don't hold that against you. I'm a Hufflepuff. We're the caring lot.
Fuck you.
We celebrate love. For love is love is love is love. I believe that is the sign, the signal. That's time for a commercial break.
Do you want a little magic in your house? Get yourself a pet rock. Who knows? Maybe one day it'll come to life.
I love pet rocks. Do I have to feed it anything?
No,
Do I have
but
to
one
bathe
day
it?
it might feed on you. Who knows? Let's see. Get yourself a pet rock today. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Thank you for operating back in your spots so you can listen to the second half of this podcast. Pawan.
I'm sorry about that ad. I don't know what was going on with that. You know, sometimes we accept emails and stuff. They offer too much money for us to say no. I'm sorry, but like that's the situation. But nonetheless, we must move on to the next segment.
Time for our next segment. Pawan, we're gonna shake it up a bit.
All right.
There's a segment we've started in recent weeks that I've really loved. And so we did it once with the Frozen franchise.
Okay.
We did it once with the Star Wars franchise.
Okay.
And so now it's time to figure out the timeline of the Harry Potter franchise. I'm opening it up right now. Now, Pawan, does it surprise you that there's so much of bullshit in the franchise?
Okay. So we start with Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Part 1.
Well, hold on. I've made the list. I've made the list of the titles we're gonna look at.
Okay.
Right. So Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. I probably misspelled that.
Whoa. We don't even know. Oh my God. You brought up Hogwarts Mystery.
As well as Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. We're gonna talk about Harry Potter's Chamber of Secrets and Prisoner of Azkaban.
Sorcerers.
Half-Blood Prince.
I'm sorry, Sorcerers.
I don't know how to spell that word. Cursed Child Part 1 and Cursed Child Part 2. Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. Fantastic Beasts: The Crimes of Grindelwald. Fantastic Beasts: The Secrets of Dumbledore, yet to be released. Harry Potter Hogwarts Mystery. Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, the ride at Universal Theme Parks. And Harry Potter Quidditch Through the Ages, one of the textbooks.
What I would like to say before we get into this is I love how Fantastic Beasts starts with like the Pokemon riff and then just completely forgets all about it for the rest of its movies. It seems like it's going.
The Pokemon
Riff. Like it's a riff on Pokemon. He's got to catch them all.
Okay.
Oh, I apologize. What?
No, I understand. I just would never put that as a Pokemon thing. I apologize. I forgot that there's the book Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the textbook, and the film.
So add the numbers to make sure we could delineate which one it is. 4 numbers for Fantastic Beasts, the film, as opposed to
Academy Award winner, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, 2016, 2018, 2021.
No, that's coming 22, isn't it?
Yeah, I forgot what year it was. Hold on, we're still in the year 2010, yes?
Shut up. No, we're in the year 2001.
Whoa. I appreciate that. All right, Pawan. What comes first? Oh, what year is this? I think that's right.
Cursed Child had 2 parts. So let's start with Cursed Child Part 1. That's number 1.
That happens first.
Yes.
Now, as you know, time travel elements in that part. So maybe I think that is why it comes first. Yes.
Yeah.
So first, chronologically, is the Cursed Child Part 1.
Okay. So next we have the Hogwarts Mysteries.
Hogwarts Mysteries. Yes. For as you know, I'm sure he's put plenty an hour into the Hogwarts Mystery.
Yeah, the true test of understanding the mythos is you have to watch that kid being strangled while it's badgering you to spend more money on the game.
Yes. After that, I want to say it's Deathly Hallows Part 1, maybe Part 2.
I'd say Part 1.5.
Part 1.5. So what? Oh my God! So you do Deathly Hallows Part 1, then Deathly Hallows Part 2, Part 1.
So like you watch Deathly Hallows Part 1 and the first half of Part 2.
Yeah. So part 2, part 1.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, so Deathly Hallows Part 1, and then Deathly
No,
Hallows
that's at the same time.
Part 2, Part 1. I see. So those happen at the same time.
Yeah.
Followed by Secrets of Dumbledore, I believe.
Sure. And that's matched with Quidditch Through the Ages.
Yes, you must read it as you
Because
watch it in
the
theaters.
true secret of Dumbledore was his Quidditch knowledge.
Oh, I apologize. I forgot one title. Let me just fix this. Dumbledore plus search names. Splash. Clue. Harry Potter edition.
Okay.
You must play it while you read and watch.
I mean, there's a lot of Harry Potter games. Are we going to throw them all in there?
There's one more, I believe, that will pop up. I might be wrong. Let's see where the timeline goes. We're only hitting the major points, all right? Next,
Goblet of
obviously,
Fire.
Goblet of Fire.
Yeah.
I was going to say that too.
Yeah.
I believe that's at the same time as Philosopher's Stone.
No, that's combined with the Soros Stone.
Oh.
Yeah, the George Soros Stone.
Real talk. How the fuck do you spell sorcerer?
I'm pretty sure it's an S, not a C.
What? Sorcerer.
Okay.
ER. Oh,
Okay.
there's another ER. Sorcerer's Stone.
Yeah, it's not an O. It's not Sorcerer Soros is stone.
I apologize. And I believe at the same time you do Crimes of Grindelwald Part 2. This is when
you gotta have the vape. You gotta have the vape scene happening with Goblet of Fire. I mean, come on. And the baby swapping. It's very important.
Yeah. After this
is when you watch Part 1 of Crimes of Grindelwald. The world hopping where they're just like, yo, you gotta go to this location now. Oh, okay, I'm here. You gotta go to this location now.
That's at the same time of Deathly Hallows Part 2, when they're hopping around locations in Hogwarts.
Yes.
Grindelwald Part 1. Deathly Hallows Part 2.
And then after that, we have the Half-Blood Prince.
Half-Blood Prince, obviously, by itself.
Do we have Fantastic Beasts 1 so far?
We do not. I believe that's at the very end.
No, that's not at the end.
If not, I apologize.
Yeah.
All right, so Fantastic Beasts.
Yeah. There's Fantastic Beasts.
The movie, right? Not the book.
You know what? You
Are they
gotta
at the same time?
Yeah, because you gotta have the Pokedex open while you're looking at it.
Sure. That's how we all play Pokemon. And then obviously Order of the Phoenix.
Sure. And that's at the same time as Chamber of Secrets.
You're right.
Which of the 7 do we have left?
Philosophers, right?
Okay.
Hold on.
I don't think we have Prisoners.
Oh, Denis Villeneuve's Prisoners is on this list.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me double check which ones we do and don't have. So you did Sorcerer's Stone. Did we do Philosophers? We just did Chamber. We did Goblet in Order. We did. Those are done. First Child, we did both.
No,
right?
we did Part 1. We did
we
Part
didn't do
1.
Part 2. Oh my god. We did do Fantastic Beasts, all 3 of them, right?
Yeah.
And we had a Hogwarts Mystery. And we did a Quidditch Through the Ages. That's correct, right?
Okay. So I think we have the Forbidden Journey, Philosopher's Stone, and Prisoner of Azkaban at the same time.
Yes. And yes, you must ride Forbidden Journey multiple times until you get to the end of all the movies.
Wait, we've done that before?
No, I just thought it was very obvious.
Okay, yeah.
Prisoner.
Why is there a Z?
I think it's a Z. Oh, I'm
Prisoner?
prisoner. I just misspelled it. And obviously, Denis Villeneuve's
You
prisoner.
misspelled his name.
I don't know how to spell it. How do you spell
Villeneuve.
sorcerer? Villeneuve. Right?
Yeah, I think so.
And then finally,
Harry Cursed Child Part
whilst
2.
watching Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Part 2, you must also bring into the theater a portable DVD player so that you can also play Harry Potter Seen It with the entire theater.
So how this works is if you're going to the Broadway show, you go in the morning and then you watch part 1 and you have to do all this before you go to part 2.
Yeah, usually people take a month break between the two parts to fit it all.
No. You have to do it all in one day to watch it in the true fashion.
Well, true fashion, yes, true fashion. Sadly, true fashion, not the easiest fashion, and we times are hard. Times are hard.
Listen, if you don't watch it all in one day and like put that all of that between the two shows of Cursed Child, then I'm sorry, you're not a true Harry Potter fan.
Cursed Child usually starts at what 2 p.m. and then the final one starts at what 8 p.m. So you have maybe 4 or 5 hours to do all of this.
Yeah, and if you can't, then you're not a true Harry Potter fan.
Big Harry Potter fan.
And if no one in the world can do that, then no one's a Harry Potter fan. And maybe then J.K. Rowling could just have no clout, and that would be nice.
Let's recap the chronological timeline, the true timeline of the Harry Potter franchise.
Okay.
So first, you gotta watch The Cursed Child Part 1.
Right.
Then play Hogwarts Mystery.
You got to go through the entirety of that game. So spend all your money.
Yes. Spend all of it to play the entire game. Then simultaneously, you watch Deathly Hallows Part 1, Deathly Hallows Part 2, Part 1, and enjoy that little double feature. Then, while watching Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, The Secrets of Dumbledore, you must also be reading Quidditch Through the Ages and playing Clue Harry Potter Edition.
Mm-hmm.
Then you must watch Goblet of Fire, Sorcerer's Stone, and Crimes of Grindelwald Part 2 at the same time. Follow that up with Crimes of Grindelwald Part 1 and Deathly Hallows Part 2 at the same time.
Right.
Then enjoy the greatness that is Half-Blood Prince. Because that movie is very dark. It's hard to figure out what is on the screen. So you need to put all your attention on what's on screen. Follow that up by watching Fantastic Beasts 1 whilst also reading the book. Then you're doing a double feature of Order of the Phoenix and Chamber of Secrets at the same time. Then you fly all the way down to Universal, Florida to go on the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey ride. And you keep riding that ride until you finish all of Philosopher's Stone and Prisoner of Azkaban at the same time. Then you go and watch Denis Villeneuve's Prisoners. How does it connect? I'm not giving you the spoiler. Even I don't know how it connects, for I've never seen this film. Then you cap it off with Harry Potter and the Cursed Child Part 2, whilst also playing Harry Potter Seen It with everyone in that theater. That is the Harry Potter timeline. It's a great timeline. But that timeline is very much like art, cinema, movies. Some say movies aren't perfect.
The what? What?
What? Movies aren't perfect.
This is the perfect movie that was released at the perfect time. What are you talking about?
Movies
right after like
movies are not
2001 perfect release.
Movies are not perfect unless they're called Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part 2. Come on, let's fix Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
All right. Who's going first?
I think you should go first.
All right. Okay. So there's a scene where Harry's learning about Quidditch for the first time.
Sure.
And he sees the balls. And he says, "What are those?"
Yes.
That is in the movie. But you know what? I feel like Chris could have done a better job of accentuating that moment.
Oh, Columbus. Chris Columbus.
Yes. Not you.
I was very
So
confused to Chris.
I'd love a Dutch angle on the balls for that moment. And then back to Harry being like, "Ha ha. Yeah, I did it."
One important question.
Mhm.
So if in your versions of Harry Potter, he says, "What are those?"
Well, no, that's in the script.
In the script,
That's already in the movie.
Steve Kloves, I believe, is the screenwriter, wrote, "What are those?"
Yeah, that's already in the movie.
So does Steve Kloves, writer of the Harry Potter films, also have a writing credit on Black Panther? Is that how art works?
I mean, that's how songs work, so why not?
That's what I thought.
And also, you know what? We saw a great game of wizard chess.
Yeah.
Where's Wizard Chess, the board game? And I'm not talking about just Harry Potter chess pieces. They need to make their own board game.
Is this a real world fix or movie fix?
Both.
Okay.
Well, actually, so in the movie, it's just chess. But in the real world, it has to be like, play it like Ron did. And then it has to have its own rules so that you can play it like Ron played wizard chess.
Okay.
So that you could pull the Ron gambit. So there we were talking about wizards needing to shit and erase the evidence.
We were.
I had a specific moment in mind that I should have written down, but I don't remember.
Whoa. My pawn, you're on the spot.
What are the events of this movie? You know what? Maybe that's how Harry learns he's magical. Because they lock him in that cupboard so many times.
Oh, where did
so
they go?
he doesn't have access to the bathroom. He had to learn the hard way how to be a wizard.
He did. Oh, and there's that scene where Hagrid's like, "Harry, did things ever happen you couldn't explain?" And it's, "Yes, Hagrid. My poop just disappeared." Where did it go?
There you go.
Hold on.
I'm trying to, you know what? You say your thing, it might come back to me.
All right. So we're gonna start off, right? Hagrid asks, "Harry, did anything ever happen that you have no explanation for how it happened?" And so we get a montage of flashbacks. For example, Harry has a banana. He places it on the table to go grab something else. Comes back, banana's gone. What happened to the banana? Another flashback. Harry has a hair above his lip. Where did it come from? All these things are magically happening, and Harry doesn't know because he's a wizard. That's why they happen. All right, magic powers. First fix is the flashbacks.
Okay. Can I interject with one?
Sure.
One of my own? So we saw what the people wanted through the mirror, right?
Sure. Very sad.
We need to see one scene where one Albus Dumbledore looks into the mirror, and it's just a full-on make-out sesh with Grindelwald. Because as we know, he is gay, but it's not stated that he's gay.
I want to say
it's not shown in the movie.
Dumbledore looks in mirror. I want to say there was an answer. Albus Dumbledore standing in front of the mirror and seeing his former best friend and lover, Gellert Grindelwald. He does see Grindelwald.
And okay, here's another one. Since J.K. Rowling had it in her back pocket the whole time with Nagini, like from the first movie, from the first book even, I'm surprised she didn't include that with the snake scene. So in the Harry Potter universe now, every snake used to be a wizard who could turn into a snake. But like if that's the animal you could turn into, then at a certain point you're cursed to turn into that forever. So the snake that Harry's talking to at the beginning was once a human.
I see. That explains why the snake would know that there's a sign next to him. On the other side of the glass, in which the snake's never been on the other side.
So we also get a backstory. We get a backstory scene of that snake, of who he was before he became full snake.
Sure.
And because Nagini was always there from the beginning.
When is this happening?
This is happening during the scene where the cousin feels the window pane, like in between that.
But the mirror of Erised is not there. Where's the mirror?
No, we're not getting an in-universe explanation. We're just getting a full scene of backstory of the snake.
Okay.
And during that backstory, he has a conversation with one Nagini, because Nagini was always there. Like the two ideas J.K. Rowling had from the beginning were little boy wizard who lives in a cupboard, and the snake is a Korean lady named Nagini. So like how we learn that all these snakes used to be humans is Nagini explains it to this new kid who has learned about these powers. So he has to know about the curse that he will eventually go through. And that's what that scene is. Nagini is explaining that to this young snake.
I'm intrigued. You said Korean. I don't know who the actress is that plays Grindelwald. Who plays Nagini. I'm intrigued. Is she Korean? Who is this actress? Princess? No. I'm lying. Perhaps a Grindelwald. I'm just intrigued.
Yeah, South Korean.
South Korean, huh? I don't know if she was in. She's a friend of the Billion Dollar Movie Club because I think she has a brief cameo in Age of Ultron.
Oh, yeah.
She's in your two favorite franchises. So, according to the Harry Potter wiki, Dumbledore in 1927 saw himself with Grindelwald in the mirror. In 1991, he told Harry he only saw a pair of thick white woolen socks. However, the correct answer is he saw his family alive, whole and happy.
Nah, he saw business time, if you know what I mean. His business
He did
time.
in 1927, he did. In 1927, he did. My next fix, because I believe we're in the middle of my fixes, yes. Hermione meets Harry and Ron on the tram. I think you can call it a tram.
Okay.
And she's like, "You're Harry Potter, aren't you?" And she's like, someone's like, "Can I see your scar?" Harry moves his bangs away. And yes, it is Scar from 1994-5's Lion King on his head.
94-5. Love that year.
I forget which year. I forget. I think it's 5. I said 4, but I think it's 5 in retrospect. Now,
4, 5, 6, 7.
There's a scene when Draco throws the Remembrall, and Harry catches it, and McGonagall is like 5 stories high. She's like, "Oh my God, Harry!" And she runs all the way down. She got down very quick. How did she get down really quick? So we need a brief sequence of McGonagall
She has a
turning into
fireman's
a
pole.
cat. Oh, whoa! I was gonna say she turns into a cat and she crawls down as a cat.
She knows how to get down, if
I
you
like
know what
that.
I mean.
I like that. Good for you, Maggie Smith. Next change. They're in the chess game, right? They're in the chess game. Ron's fallen. Harry's like, "Hermione, no, don't move. We're still in the game." Sad thing is, Harry never knew how to play chess. Now that Ron's gone, Harry's very confused. So Harry looks up for help. He looks up and he sees shadows of a chessboard moving. And then he hears in his head his cousin, Dudley. Dudley is giving all the chess advice he can because Dudley, same actor in The Queen's Gambit. What's the fucker's name? Harry Melling.
By the way, I'd like to add an addendum to Wizard Chess, the board game. It is missing the same pieces of the game in the movie.
The knight, the bishop, and the
only
rook.
the man on top of the horsey is missing.
Sure.
For
My
one.
final fix.
Mhm.
This film released in 2001. As I mentioned, a lot of the earlier moments have a similar feel to Spider-Man. Tonally. There's just this feel to the early 2000s. And we love John Williams. But I think there needs to be a song at the very end that encapsulates this feeling, right? The song, maybe it came out after the movie, but in this universe is written before the movie, right? Written before the movie, and there's gonna be a song. I'm gonna start it up in my ear, and then we'll see what happens. It occurs to me, I think there's one or two lines I forgot to rewrite, so we'll see what happens.
Can you change the melody slightly?
On. We don't do this for the money. We do it for the art. All right. So if we're copyright stricken,
listen, I'm trying to get paid. Maybe not now, but later, Miss Simpson. And you're fucking my commas up. All right. Can't have you fucking my commas up. Please don't fuck up my commas. Please don't fuck up my commas, man.
He was a boy in Muggle world. The Dursleys are just so obnoxious. Then there's a barge. He hears Hagrid say, "You're a wizard, Harry."
Hey.
Off the platform, 9 3/4. Let us begin this fantastic tale. Meets all new friends, Weasley and Granger. Now let's find out why he's the one they chose.
Ooh.
He is a wizard boy. He said the stone's not a toy, whether it's Phil or Sorcerer. Beware the evil face. Stop putting blame on Snape. Maybe look at that Quirrell. Oh. Sorry, folks, that's all we got. Till the chamber opens up. 7 more movies, and then you'll see just how the story ends. Unless you count Fantastic Beasts. Yeah, they're canon technically. We don't see much eye to eye with the writer's recent tries. He's a wizard. He left Muggle world. He left to shout Expelliarmus. The tale has begun. He's met Voldemort. Neither can live while they're both in this world. He is a wizard boy, said the stone is not a toy, and he brings glory to Gryffindors. But fuck all the Gryffindors, they're far from superior. Hufflepuff #1 forever.
You know, there's a couple things we didn't touch on. I was going to let you enjoy that the first couple scenes without me saying anything, but now I feel like I have to. Yes, you brought up that it is a similar tonally to Spider-Man and that it's very campy. You want to know why Spider-Man worked for me where this didn't? The camera didn't work with it. The camera was very bland for the family scenes, and it did not work for me. I just hated the family so much, and I just wanted it to end.
You're not supposed to like them.
No, but I just wanted those scenes to end. It was so cartoonish, but like the movie around it didn't feel like it was working with it.
Again, I don't think Columbus is the greatest director in cinematically with the camera, and I think John Williams' score carries that.
Also, I feel like, you know what, she came up with these explanations for like what house is what way after she decided who was where. Because why is Hermione in Gryffindor? She's smart. She's a book smart. That's her main thing.
But she has the heart of a hero.
She's a Ravenclaw. Come on,
She has
she's a
aspects of both.
Ravenclaw.
She has aspects of both. Look at you trying to pigeonhole people into one place when they have shades. They're like onions. They have layers. I jest about hating Gryffindor. Gryffindor is my second house. My number one house is Hufflepuff. Number two is Gryffindor. It's like your second choice.
What's your seventh house?
Well, Elvin, I forget the Elvin Mori house is. That's the American school that was introduced in the canon of Fantastic Beasts, but I don't think we've seen it yet in the film. So those houses are not in my memory.
What's your 72nd house? What's the house you see in the Rising Sun?
I'm so intrigued that's you always hate the houses so much about of these. It's fucking school spirit. That's what it is.
I don't like school spirit.
All right.
And like fictional school spirit feels even worse.
All right.
It's like, honestly, it's better if you go up to someone's like, yo, what's your name? What's your sign?
It's better. The same fucking thing as signs. It's a shorthand. It's not your definingness. It doesn't fully define you.
Let's move on.
No. We're new segment.
Let's rank.
We're gonna take a test to figure out what house Pawan's in. No, Pawan asked for this. Pawan's talking about houses. We're doing this. BuzzFeed Harry Potter house. This is what you get. All right. Share the screen. Sorting house. Sorting quiz. I'll tell you which Hogwarts house you truly believe in, Pawan. You made it to Hogwarts, which means you've already bought a wand. Phoenix Feather. All right. During the end of year exams, you notice that one of your classmates. What?
The third
was using an enchanted quill. You come top of the class anyway, but they are second. What do? You encourage the other student to admit what they've done to the professor.
Sure.
That's what you do?
Sure.
You would be most hurt if a person called you
unkind.
You're locked in a duel with a skilled opponent.
Oh, I remember Disturbed. That's a cool band. Stupefy is a great track. Look in my face, step into my soul. I begin to stupefy.
At Hogwarts, and you just received a howler from your parents. What for?
4.
You never received a howler?
No, I've never.
I don't. Okay.
I can say in my entire life, I've never received a howler. Raise your hand if you have ever received a howler. None of you are raising your hands. Put your hand down, sir. Put your hand down, sir. You are lying to everybody.
Which of these Dumbledore quotations speaks to you?
2.
Words are, in my not so humble opinion, our most inexhaustible source of magic. Ah, you like a reading. That makes sense. Which of these most accurately describes your relationship with your closest
4.
friends? You find yourself becoming friends with people who can help me to succeed.
Sure.
Oh. Which of these skills are you most proud
3.
of? Your ability to get what you want. I don't know if that's your ability if you're doing this quiz.
That's totally me. That's totally me.
The first Quidditch match of the season is approaching. You can't wait to get involved. What role are you playing?
I mean, I'll be the one of the roles that don't matter. I'm gonna beat them. I'll beat the shit out of them. I'll beat the shit out of them.
You're allowed a pet at Hogwarts, an owl, a cat, or a toad. What do you bring?
Okay. You know what? Let's talk about pets now. You want to talk about pets? You want to talk about pets? Pets shouldn't exist.
In the world?
Yes.
All right, that's fine.
You should not subjugate animals like that.
No, I do. I agree. It's kind of messed up to
4.
Keep them captive and control their being. It's Saturday. You finish your homework and you have some free time. You decide to spend time away from the common room. Where do you go?
I'm gonna be in the kitchen. Yams everywhere.
Oh, you're spending all the time with the house elves?
Yams everywhere. We're all getting high.
Are you trying to get them free? What would you see in the mirror of Erised?
All of these say myself.
Yeah, unless you're a vampire.
I don't
Wait,
see myself. I
wait,
don't see myself in this mirror.
wait. Are you a vampire?
We're gonna skip this question since none of
You
these
can't skip it
answers
because it's
fit.
not gonna give you an answer if you don't just pick a number like you did for all the other questions.
No, this is where I draw the line. I don't see
Come on,
myself.
we won't be able to finish the quiz unless you give an answer.
Then
And
I guess we
I know
can't
you
finish
want,
the quiz.
I know you want to finish the quiz.
We'll come back to that maybe. We'll see.
Which of these magical events would you most like
Yule.
to experience? The Yule Ball. Oh, you're having trouble mastering all a new spell. You've had to ask for help. Who are you asking for help?
The professor, of course.
Choose a Deathly Hollow.
I'll choose the hollow soul. My soul is hollow, which means the resurrection stone, I guess. There's nothing inside. There's nothing inside anywhere this body.
Which path do you intend to follow after leaving Hogwarts?
Yeah, I'm not a wizard cop.
That's fair. That's fair. I think you'd travel for a while before committing to.
Oh my God, that's the only actual job listed here. Are your options literally just, wow, yo, wizards really peak in high school. Wizards really peak in high school.
Well, this is Harry's job. And this is a more vague, do whatever job you want. Well, that's not even cop. This is ministry. This is just government. Because Hermione comes to Ministry of Magic, I think.
Wizards really peak in high school. That's really sad.
So travel for a while before committing to.
Sure, I'd travel and never commit to anything because it seems like.
Do you have a preference for your sorting hat?
Gryffindor, because fuck you.
Finally, what do you see in the mirror?
7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, I felt I was going to say this for you. Knowledgeable above all. You are 30% Hufflepuff, 27% Gryffindor, 22% Ravenclaw, and 21% Slytherin. Well done. You're one of us. Puff, puff.
I mean, all those numbers were real close.
Yeah, it's really dumb. That wasn't the official quiz.
I'm nothing. That's what it means. If there was one that was marginally that was larger than the rest, maybe. But no, I'm nothing.
Or maybe we're not clearly defined by one label, and there are multitudes within us.
Speaking of,
I said it on the last podcast. I think Harry is a Slytherin Gryffindor. I think Ron's a Hufflepuff Gryffindor. And I think Hermione is a Ravenclaw Gryffindor.
So speaking of the Owl House, another funny gag they have is they bring up the sorting hat idea, and then they were like, oh, we couldn't keep that because it kept eating students. And then it does a cutaway gag where like someone puts the sorting hat on and it just turns around and just must feed. And then it just chomps.
Digestive systems. That's science right there.
But how does the hat vanish the evidence?
We'll never know because we don't know science. And we need tools to figure out science. That's the only way to talk about art, Pawan. All right? Science. Facts. It's time to rank Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on the list of the billion-dollar movies. I have this tab open still. Oops. This is the list. As we do, let's flip a coin. Flip a coin. Call it
heads.
Damn, I wanted to be heads. Can we say it's heads and you go? Because I have an important question to ask you.
Okay.
All right. It landed on heads. Wow, who'd have thought? Come on, very important question. Last week's movie, Star Wars Episode 9. Is this movie better or worse than Star Wars Episode 9?
I want to say no because I did enjoy Babu Frick.
I respect that.
And there was some earnestness that I felt in 9 that I did not feel in this one.
Wait, I'm intrigued now. What earnestness did you feel in 9?
I felt that C-3PO moment.
Okay.
Even if it might not have been founded in the relationships that were developed, I felt it in the moment.
That's fair. That's fair. I respect that. I respect that. But because of
But
science,
science dictates that this is better than everything. It's number 12. Or
no, no,
is
no,
it?
hold on,
Or
hold on,
is
hold
it?
on, hold on,
Is it
hold
1,
on.
2, or
Don't
is
get
it
cocky,
12?
kid. Don't get cocky, kid. All right. Min 12, max 12. And the answer is number 12.
See, the thing is, like, personally, I'd like to watch an outright disaster over a movie I think is okay, but I don't enjoy.
That's fair. That's fair. That's reasonable. It's reasonable. It's weird for me, for I really love this movie. And you see, this is where it doesn't meld. The puzzle piece is not fitting, Pawan. It's not corner, but
Do
put
you
the corner
have the
piece.
2 other house t-shirts, by the way?
No, I don't. I have the
Well,
Gryffindor one. I have
You're
the Gryffindor one.
defining yourself by 2 houses. What's wrong with you?
I have the
We all
Gryffindor one.
contains hundreds of
May
multitudes.
I explain? May
Go
I
ahead.
explain?
All
I
right.
have the Gryffindor one because when I was young, I was like, I want to be a Gryffindor. And I was like, fuck, I'm an idiot. I've always been a Hufflepuff. So I got the Hufflepuff shirt. I think the third is the Ravenclaw. Fourth is Slytherin, not because Slytherin is evil. I think Slytherin more as the ambitious house. They go for what they want. And me, I do not. I'm a scared person. And so I step to the side rather than go after what I want.
We have our list.
Let's rank the list. The list is finally complete after a year.
Or is it? Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. But let's recap the list. At number 47, Rob Marshall's Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger Tides 2011.
At number 46, Tim Burton's Alice in Wonderland 4739.
45, Lee Unkrich's Toy Story 3 2010.
Number 44, Jimmy Cameron coming in hot at the highest grossing movie of all time, Avatar.
But only the 44th best movie. At no, I know I gave you shit at being happy that Avatar's that low. It shouldn't be that low.
You
I don't
chose
like
that.
science.
You chose
I don't
violence
like
for that.
science. I don't like science. I really don't like science sometimes. At number 43, John Watts' Spider-Man Far From Home 2019.
At number 42, we got the bloke himself coming in hot. Guy Ritchie, Aladdin, parentheses 2019. Close parentheses.
Number 41, Michael Bay's Transformers Dark of the Moon 2011.
And number 40, name redacted, coming in with Avengers Latrine.
Sure. Number 39, Pierre Coffin and Kyle Balda's Despicable Me 3 2017.
38, we got the helicopters at Sunset Man himself, Michael Bay's Billy Mays, Transformers, Age of Extinction.
I like the idea of people calling Michael Bay Billy. I don't know why.
Michael Bay, Billy Mays.
What number 37, Gore Verbinski's Pirates of the Caribbean Dead Man's Chest 2006.
36. Apparently, she did need a man to help her direct this one. I forget their names, but Captain Marvel.
Number 35, the Russo brothers is Captain America: Civil War.
34, we got George R.R. Martin's Star Wars Episode I, The Phantom Menace.
Number 33, it is Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight Rises.
And look at it, what we got number 32, Chrissy Nolan's The Dark Knight. Chrissy Nolan.
At number 31, Marvel's The Avengers is Marvel's The Avengers 2012.
At number 30, we have Peter Coffin and his best friend, directing Minions.
Number 29, Jon Favreau's The Lion King 2019.
Number 28, we have Peter Jackson. Hobbit.
Is that your impression of a New Zealander?
That's my impression of people trying to say Peter Jackson.
At number 27, David Yates's Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows Part
David
22011.
Yeats. David Yeats. At 26, we have Stefan Spielberg, Jurassic Park, 1934.
At number 25, we have Shane Black's Iron Man 3 2013.
At 24, we have Frozen.
23, I believe it's J.A. Bayona's Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom.
And at 22, we have
2018.
not. And at 22, we have not J.A. Bayona's Jurassic World.
Tied at number 21 is Andrew Stanton's Finding Dory 2016, Jordan Peele's Us 2019, Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 3 2007, John M. Chu's Crazy Rich Asians 2018, and Ron Howard's Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas 2000.
Zero.
Zero.
Zero?
Zero. Am I saying
Okay.
that correctly? Am I saying that correctly? NMM.
At number 20, we have Emma Watson and Dan Stevens bringing love to the big screen for the first time in history in Beauty and the Beast 2017.
At number 19, a callback, an homage, a shout out to the very first episode of the $1 Billion Movie Club, James Cameron's Titanic 1997.
Number 18, JJ, you could do better. We got Star Wars Episode IX, The Rise of Palpatine.
Hold on, what would you have done? Like, what if JJ had the theatrical cut of Rise of Skywalker ready to set out, right? And he was like, I'm gonna hit play on this movie unless Pawan Mehta enters the theater, and instead I'm gonna hit play on just the first season of Lost, and everyone's gonna watch the first season of Lost instead of Star Wars. It's your fault, Pawan.
They're in for a long sit, and I'd be down for it.
It wouldn't feel as long as Rise of Skywalker, though, right?
I mean, I'd pay attention to the end.
Number 17, Josh Cooley's Toy Story 4 2019.
And number 16, two people made Frozen 2. Or was it 3 people? Who knows?
Did we mention the first Frozen earlier?
What do you mean?
Did you say Frozen?
I did, yes.
How did I miss that? Oh, I'm sorry, because I was so mesmerized by the greatest piece of cinema of all time, for we live in a society.
That only comes in 15th place.
Because the other numbers just couldn't handle it. All right. Number 15, Todd Phillips's Joker 2019.
At number 14, we have BB Brebber's Incredibles 2073.
I did really much love BB-8's directorial debut, and here's what they do in the future. Number 13, J.J. Abrams again in Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens.
At number 12, we have Chris Columbo man himself. Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
Number 11, I want to say it's Rich Moore who did Zootopia.
Number 10, I want to say Community, the TV show, made this movie. Avengers Endgame.
Number 9, Ryan Coogler's Black Panther 2018.
At number 7, we got
8.
We got Community back at it again with Avengers Infinite Wars.
And at number 7, we have Gareth Edwards' Rogue One, A Star Wars Story 2016.
And at number 6, we have the straight out of Compton crew himself, making 8.
Very great. At number 5, Ryan Johnson's Star Wars Episode 8, The Last Jedi 2018.
And number 4,
17.
we got James Wan, Auteur Extraordinaire, with Aquaboy.
Did you ever watch Reminiscent? What the fuck that new one was?
That wasn't him.
I thought it was.
No, Malignant is him.
Malignant. I apologize.
You dummy.
You know who's not a dummy? Mr. Peter Jackson. For he developed
Whoa, whoa,
Lord
whoa.
of the
You said
Rings,
his
The
name
Return of
wrong.
the King.
It's not Peter Jackson.
What is it?
It's Peter Jackson.
Oh, I apologize. I didn't know only people from Boston could say his name.
Hey, Peter Jackson.
2003.
Number 2, we have the Wan Man himself again.
No, that's isn't that one Justin Lin?
No, that one's Wan.
You're right.
For 7.
And at number 1.
Shout out to all the boomers that you made it to number 1. You're not generation, but you made it to number 1 with Skyfall.
Sam Mendes' Skyfall 2012.
This one's for the boomers.
What a fucking list of movies, Pawan.
It's not done yet.
Pawan, I'll be honest, when you started this podcast, didn't think the list would look anything like that. Did not think it would end up like that.
I mean, as soon as science put Avatar down at 44, I knew all bets were off.
I don't know how that happened. I don't understand science. I apologize. That was this week's episode of the $1 Billion Movie Club. Thank you for joining us for our discussion of Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone.
And
Remember
you know
to
what?
like, comment, and subscribe on the YouTube. Subscribe on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Send an email. Pawan, what is the email?
$1,000,000movieclub@gmail.com.
Come on, say it once more.
$1,000,000movieclub@gmail.com.
And third time for good luck.
$1,000,000movieclub@gmail.com.
Anything else you want to add? Say to our listeners?
We realized that this episode was going to be a downer. That's why we weren't going to leave you hanging with just this. We got one big
One final
lollapaloo.
episode.
We got one big hullabaloo coming up for you next week.
Will I make Pawan take the official Sorting Hat quiz? Tune in next week to find out.
Will I make Masinson do something he doesn't want to do? Find out.
I'm just curious. What do you have any ideas? Are we spitballing ideas now, or what?
Sure. Let's see. What do you got? What do you got? For
I don't know.
us?
What do you think? What do you think I wouldn't want to do that we could do on the podcast?
Okay.
I feel like this is a topic for off podcast, off mic, but I think this would be fun to hear.
This is going to be just like a sneak peek of what you're gonna get next week.
A sneak peek Eminem. Like, what do you think? What do you think in the movie realm you could have me do?
You know, I don't know. I don't know because
Well,
you're too agreeable.
We'll figure it out because I'm a Hufflepuff.
I don't like that. That's disgusting.
We've done it, Pawan, for 52 weeks almost now, maybe even 52 weeks.
This will be the 52nd episode.
No, the 52nd time we're shouting out to Max Lismagio.
Oh,
Max, thank you for that art.
Adoy.
Follow him on Instagram. Check out in the description for all your follow needs.
Meads. Reeds. Cheeds. Bleeds.
Anything else you want to add?
Nah.
Well, once again, thank you for joining us. See you next week. Goodbye. Mischief managed.
This should be the post credits.